All right. How's everyone doing? And welcome back to the Willoughby Report. If you don't know, I'm Marcellus Willoughby, and this is
His dad, Sean Willoughby, aka Uncle Sean. That's
there's
it.
a whole list of AKAs. You got to go to the first episode. We on
Yep.
episode 3?
Episode 3.
Episode 3.
Took us a couple of weeks to get to this one, but we here.
Life happens. All right.
Yeah. Scheduling. We had to work some scheduling quirks out, but we here. We got it.
Hey, that's fine. So I want to start it off with LSU versus Iowa. Let me hear it.
Do you hear it? I've been waiting to do that all day. All day. I'm just gonna say it like this: the better team won. I'm glad you started with that. I normally wouldn't even go there. You got the Yeti sponsor.
Hey.
We're trying to I screenshotted some stats so I could pull this up for you. That's we know we watched the game because we were talking about it and all of that and everything and talking about.
I didn't think I was gonna watch the whole game, and I actually sat and watched the whole game.
It was actually a really good game. It was
really good.
It was intense, like you were watching an NBA game or something, like a real, it was a championship game. So I mean, you got your money's worth for sure. But I just wanted to, at this point, everybody knows Caitlin Clark is a beast. And it's funny because you texted me yesterday during the game, and it was right after they were showing a replay of her doing that move where she like ran one way, took her defender, then turned around and came back around the pick.
Looking like Steph.
And you were like, I swear she literally looks like the woman Steph. And I was like, I literally was just thinking the same thing, the way she runs off of screens and picks and stuff like that. So not to take anything away from her talent and anything like that, but let me just read you a stat line. 9 for 22 field goals.
Who is this for? Caitlin Clark?
9 for 22 field goals. So she took 22 shots, made 9.
Yep.
Out of those 22 shots, 19 of them were 3-pointers. And she was 8 of 19 from 3-point range. So you took 22 shots, 19 of them were 3-pointers. You only made 8. Now, let me show you the rest of the team. Starting small forward, 0 for 0 3-pointers. Power forward, 1 of 4 from 3-pointers. Guard, 2 of 3. Other guard, 3 of 4. And then the bench, 0, 0, 0, 0. Nobody shot a 3-pointer. So we literally talking about 8, 11. 11 3-point shots from 3 other players on the team and 19 3-point shots from one person. Now, let me show you LSU stat line.
Let's hear it.
A. Reese, 5 of 12, 0, 0 3-pointers. L. Williams, 9 of 16 field goals, 0 from 3-pointer. F. Johnson, 4 of 11, 1 of 4 from 3-pointer. K. Poole, 2 of 3, 2 of 2 from 3-pointer. A. Morris, 8 of 14, 1 of 3 from 3-pointers. S. Smith, 1 of 3, 0, 0 3-pointers. L. Poa, 2 of 3, 2 of 2 from 3-pointers. J. Carson, 7 of 8, 5 of 6 from 3-pointer. So we talked about you
she was hitting.
The whole team was pretty consistently taking shots. Nobody took, Reese took 12, Williams took 16, Johnson took 11, Morris took 14, Carson took 8. So I mean, it was
pretty even with how many people. Yeah.
Their field goal percentage for the game was 54.3, and their 3-point field goal percentage for the game, 64.7%. They were 11 of 17 from 3. So as a team, they took 17 3-pointers and made 11 as a team. Clark took 19 3-pointers by herself and made 8. Now, all this to say, is Caitlin Clark a great player, or she just takes all the shots for her team and nobody else pretty much plays offense but her? One girl took 7 shots, one girl took 5 shots, one girl took 7 shots, one girl took 2 shots,
5 shots, one girl took
1
7
shot.
shots.
So, I mean, the whole game, you took 22 shots, and the next closest person was 7. Like,
yeah.
So I know everybody's like,
the 9 of 22.
Bro, I'm sorry. If I took 22 shots in a game and made 9 of them, my coach is probably gonna bench me. And like,
but she's the best player on the team. She's arguably the best player in NCAA for the women's.
Okay.
So I mean, they were talking about it. The game before that, she did better. She made a lot more threes. I mean, she had like 40 points. So, I mean, she took more shots. But, I mean, I guess not necessarily. She probably made more shots. You know what I'm saying? Like,
when you read, I know stats aren't everything. And, I mean, we watched the game. But also in watching the game, what I did notice was they constantly just kept trying to get her the ball. And even you were texting me at the end, and you were like, she's forcing it. She's taking.
She was gunning. It was like there was 7 minutes left in the game, and I'm like, oh, Iowa can pull it back. And they were like, here you go. And she would like run around, and there'd be 2 defenders on her, and I'm like, pass the ball. Your person down low is open. Then they'd pass it, and instead of like do a little pass, they would give it right back to her, and then it'd be like 2-1, and she just chuck it, and it's like. And in my mind, it's
2.
In my mind, like as a coach, I would go, this isn't working. We need to figure something else out. But like you said, maybe that's the reason they got where they were, because she's the one that takes all the shots, and they're really good at going, hey, let's double guard one person to make Clark open so she can just get a clear shot and have it open. But LSU was like, well, we're not going to have that happen. If you double guard us, we're just going to go double guard Clark because we know the rest of y'all can't shoot. Like, we know, like, go ahead, give it up. You're going to try to give it back.
If you were playing in a game, yourself in any game, and you were allowed to take 22 shots, would you bet on yourself that you're going to make at least 9 of them?
I'm making more than 9.
So when somebody's like, oh man, she scored 30 points, bro, she took 22. Like, I'm gonna score 30.
Let me not say that, because I know my friends are gonna watch and be like, Marcellus can't shoot. And they're gonna be, listen, I'm making more than 9 shots. I'm not taking threes.
Shots. Right. Give me 22.
I'm a big guy. I'm bouncing you down. And I'm like, I'm not, if I shoot 19 threes and only make 8, I'm sorry, I'll take myself out of the game. Like, coach, it's not happening tonight.
I mean, but like you said, you watched the game. I mean, she was forcing stuff. She was trying to be a superhero
from the beginning.
Instead of just, they didn't really play a team game at all. It was like, we're going to her, we're going to her, we're going to her, we're going to her. And LSU was like, we ready. Like you said, they playing defense. Like,
they played really good defense.
They was playing rough to the point where I was crying about foul calls and how the refs didn't call the game. Like, them girls was playing tough. I mean, you can't take away somebody playing tough. You got to just get tough and play tough back. But that's not their game.
I'm looking at the stats here too. I went ahead and pulled them up on ESPN. And if we're talking about defensive rebounds, LSU had 23 as a team. Iowa had 19. So that's close on the rebound spot. Offensive rebounds, LSU had 37 and Iowa had 26.
Right.
That's 11 more. That's 11 more. Like, you're fighting more to get your ball back
on offense. So you get a second chance.
What I'm saying.
That's all second chance points. So
they won a lot because of those second chance points.
LSU had a size difference. I mean, if you know anything about the matchups, you knew they're the reads,
a lot bigger.
But still, I mean, South Carolina was the #1 team undefeated, and they had a big lineup, and they just used a better defensive scheme. And it's funny because the LSU girls took offense to how the game against South Carolina, Iowa was leaving the 3-point line open and just crowding the inside and taking away their interior. Kind of like
Westbrook strategy.
Westbrook defense. Yeah, like, go ahead, you can shoot it. And when they won, playing that way, LSU was like, you ain't going to play that defense on us. We shoot threes and we make threes. Like, go ahead.
We saw in the game. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to keep going back to Carson.
Yeah.
She was shooting three, and you could see it on her face. A couple of them, she was like, "I made that."
But did you notice after the game, like they won, everybody celebrate, and then when the camera would go to her, she got a meme, like even in the post game interview, and they're talking she's like, I'm like, lighten up a little. You just won, and she looking like she's still like, I'm ready to beat somebody up.
She is, because she's like, hold on a second, I can shoot threes too. Hold on a second. I didn't shoot threes this whole season. She was going off that game.
Bench. She comes off the bench. She's not even.
She had 22 points.
Yeah,
off the bench.
The starter said she won the game. Like the player said, without her heating up like that, but that's why it's a team game. That's why you need that.
5 of 6 from 3, 7 of 8 for field goals. She only missed one shot the whole game. 3 or 4 from free throw. Yeah, we watched it, and she had 3 defensive rebounds. She had 1 assist, no turnovers. She played a very solid game.
Like the perfect game for her. Like coming off the bench, not being
coming off the exactly. And she's a bench player. And after she started heating up, the coach was like, "Leave her."
Oh, well, I mean, she ended the game with the starters for sure because she was hot. I mean, every time up the court, she was like, it seemed like bucket. She comes right.
They even double teamed her, and she was like,
she was coming to the free throw line area, coming up the middle, right, and then boop, boop. I'm like, that's what you do. Keep it simple. But the energy and the actual heart of the game was Angel Reese, the girl who did this part.
She's I didn't know this. She's a transfer from
Maryland. Yep. I was telling your mother that last night, that she was a Maryland transfer, and the coach for LSU, Kim Mulkey, she's like Hall of Fame. She's won a championship before.
Well, this is her 4th one.
Right. She won with Baylor, and she's the only person to win as a player, assistant coach, a coach. Yeah, she's won in the Olympics. Yeah, she's
wow.
The real deal. So
well, I guess that's why she was crying. They broke the record for most points.
Well,
she was over there in tears.
It's her home school and her home, where she grew up. She's from Louisiana. She came back and coached them. You know what I mean? So it was
she played at LSU,
and she was like, I see the Final Four banners up on the rafters. My job is to get a championship because they had never won one, men or women's. So
this is their first one?
Yep.
Okay. So I didn't know that. I understand I'm in Iowa. All the Iowa people, I'm sorry about the Hawkeyes, but
if Iowa would have played Virginia Tech, you would have been going for Virginia Tech anyway.
I was going for my Lady Hokies. Come on now.
It's not like you were an Iowa fan. You just got to root for them because you live there and your wife is from there and your in-laws. But at the end of the day, yeah.
I'm rooting for Virginia.
Then
we lost. Both of our teams lost.
That's all right. That's all right. Everybody's team lost except for.
We'll get them next year.
Who's left? Connecticut and San Diego State.
Yep, that's where I was actually going to go next. If we're going to stick, to the for right now. Stick to the NCAA. UConn versus San Diego State.
I don't think so. One of them in your bracket.
I had UConn going pretty far, but I had Virginia beating them. So
that's a whole nother podcast. How you picked Virginia to go all the way and they lost in the first round.
Oh my Lord. I don't understand why we're that team. We lost to it. We were the first team ever in history to lose to a 16th seed. And then the next game, the 16th seed got beat by 40. What are we doing?
There's no number one seeds in this year's championship.
Yeah.
And that's, you know what that means? That the NCAA got what they always wanted, which is parity. It's almost the same thing as the NBA right now. There's no clear-cut favorite. There's so many teams jumbled and bumbled and mixed in that it's called parity. Like, they wanted everybody to be able to have a fair chance, as opposed to the same monster teams always winning, the Dukes, the Kentuckys. And this year you got two teams that weren't supposed to be there. And even the two teams that lost in the Final Four weren't supposed to be there. So it's like, yeah, you say they weren't supposed to be there, but in this day and age where the top players are going all over the place, they go, what is this, G League, Ignite?
Yeah.
They, you know, like, there is no more like stacking the deck on one team no more. You know what I mean? So that's the one thing I will say about the NCAA is this year is showing that literally anybody's team can win. FAU.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at the like the win-loss, and like that's why I don't watch college sports a lot. I should, only because I find it to be more competitive.
Right.
And like you said, when you get to the March Madness and you get to the tournament and stuff like that, like you said, there's some teams, some years where it's like, oh, Duke's gonna win. They're on a roll, like they're undefeated. But that happened the year Virginia won. Duke was on a roll. They lost one game. They were on a roll and then lost in the tournament. And it was like, what? That was the year with Zion. And they were like, what?
Right.
What's going on? And then they was like, how did this team beat them? And it's like, well, look at their record. They were 32-2. Like, yeah, but it was in their conference. Yeah, but they were still 32-2. Like, they still whooped 32 teams.
It's the whole point of March Madness is it's always been one, and like you lose one and you're out. Yeah. As opposed to the pros where you play a series.
7 games.
You know what I mean? Lord. So you got to beat a team 4 games out of, 7 to advance. So that way, the better team wins. Whereas in the NCAA tournament,
it can come down to the last second.
Cinderella stories happen all the time because a team can beat any team on a given night. You know what I mean?
Like the Virginia game.
Any team can get beat. It doesn't matter if you're the undefeated team. Any team can get. Just like South Carolina and the women's. Like, they won the championship last year and then ran the table this year, went undefeated with the same people, and were supposed to repeat. Like, nobody was supposed to touch them, and Iowa beat them. Yep. The same team that looked really out of place last night against a better team. So it just shows you that's why people love March Madness, because anything can happen. George Mason can go to the Final Four. Drake can,
Not without Patrick Ewing. George
Mason, that's Georgetown.
Oh, my bad.
I said
my
George.
Bad. Yeah. You're right. George Mason ain't making it. Sorry, the George Mason people, you will not be making it.
No, they did in 20. I have to go back and look.
20.
What year did you graduate high school?
High school, 2019. Oh, no, 2015.
I want to say 2011, 2012, somewhere around there.
Yeah, get off the pod.
They went to the Final Four, and their coach was Jim Larranaga, who was the coach for Miami this year.
But did they win it?
They went to the Final Four. No, but they didn't win.
Anyway, going to the Final Four don't mean nothing. All right, it's winning it.
It means you're a top 14. Like the Final Four.
Like you said, Cinderella story. You could be beating buzzers and, top 14. Not really.
Well, to get to the top 4, you had to beat. You started at 64. You had to go to 30.
You're right. You're right. My bad. He really loves George Mason, y'all. All right.
But at that point, you didn't just win one game against, somebody you weren't supposed. Like, you actually got off. Kind of like the teams tonight. San Diego ain't supposed to be there. Not at all.
No, San Diego, I didn't see going this far. I mean, even though they are 32-6, they actually have a better record than UConn. UConn's 30-8.
They play in a weaker conference.
I understand. I get that.
Do you?
I hear you. No, I understand. But San Diego State's going to have to bring their A game. UConn is on the biggest roll right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
The favorite, like I'm looking right now, the matchup predictor is 25%, 25.7% San Diego State, 74.3% UConn. It's like UConn has beat everybody by like 10 points. Like it's just been.
The last time they went on a roll like this was when they won a national championship with Kemba Walker. Yeah, and I remember that like it was like.
Even then, Kemba hit that last second.
Kemba boosted his draft stock all the way up. Like he was a beast that year.
Where is he now?
Because he played behind. When he came on to Connecticut, there was somebody like I want to say Ray Allen or maybe not Richard Hamilton. Somebody was like in front of him. So his first year, he came off the bench as a rookie, and that was when. But yeah, I always knew he was going to be a beast. But that's all. Yeah, why you say it like that?
Because Kemba is not that old.
That's what I mean. It may be not.
That's what I was like. Wait.
I changed it and said Richard Hamilton. It was somebody he said. I would have to go back and look, but he wasn't the star on the team at the time. But I knew he was the star. Like he was a freshman, so he had to wait his turn. But I could tell the boy was going to be better than everybody else that was on the team at the time. But that's another podcast. We'll do the research.
But where's Kemba now?
Where is he?
At home.
Is he? That's all right. He made his money. He played in the league a while. I mean,
I think he can still play in the league, but like you said, that's another podcast.
Right. Next time. So all right,
he last played for the Dallas Mavericks, but he's not on the team right now.
Yeah, I remember that they signed him, and he didn't really play too well in the game. All right, bye. If you can't help us right now, get out.
Yeah, he's a free agent looking.
So we talked about the women's tournament. We talked about
now
men's tonight. Now what we going with?
So now we are at the end of the season. The NBA season is upon us. Go ahead and show them your shirt.
Oh, you are.
Go ahead.
They see, and you see. Hold on. Do I need to do this too? Let me just make sure we get it all. We getting it. We getting it.
Yeah, we getting it. I might edit it out. I'm gonna edit someone else's name on there.
That's all right. Anyway,
we're at the end of the season now. I think there's 3 games left for everybody, either 3 or 4. Speaking of the Lakers, I think the Lakers play tonight. The Lakers played last night against.
They played tonight. Is Monday, right? They play tomorrow night. Tomorrow
night. They play the Jazz.
There's no game.
They play, because of the NCAA tonight.
Right.
So they play the Jazz. Who do we play? Who do the Clippers play? Nobody, because our next game we play on Wednesday. We play against the Lakers.
The Lakers. I know. I already got. I got my stuff all pulled up for you. I was ready for this. I knew we were going.
The Lakers are 40-38. On Tuesday, they will be 40-39. The Clippers are 41-38. On Wednesday, they'll be 42-38.
I'm looking at it right here. I got the lineup. Right now you got a 4-man race. Well, 5 if you want to throw Minnesota up in there, maybe Oklahoma, but it's about a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-man race between the number 5 and the number 10 spot. And right now, my Lakers are at number 7.
Lakers are at number 7. If they win tonight and Golden State
tomorrow.
Loses, so my bad. Yeah, thank you. If they win tomorrow and Golden State loses, they move to the 6th spot and they're in the playoffs.
Right. And then
I guess technically they're in the playoffs. They're not in the
play-in right now. But right.
But if the Lakers lose and the Clippers lose, they get bumped up. Lakers immediately go to 6th, and Clippers go down to 7.
Here's what I got going on. The Lakers are going to beat the Jazz tomorrow. We're going to be.
I wouldn't say all that.
We're going to be 41-38. The Warriors are going to lose to the Thunder. They're going to be 41-39. So we're going to jump ahead of them. And then Wednesday, the Clippers, we're going to beat them. So then we're going to jump ahead of them and move into the 5th spot. So at the end of Wednesday, we will be in the 5th spot.
Okay. That's what you think. I want you to know this. Everyone hear me. You know, your boy loves Russell Westbrook. This is Russell Westbrook, #1 fan.
Mm-hmm.
Russell is on vengeance. When they play the Lakers on Wednesday night, I'm calling it here. We're filming on Monday the 3rd. Everybody, Monday the 3rd. By Wednesday the 5th, Russell Westbrook will drop a triple-double and whoop those Lakers.
Okay, we'll see.
They will hold LeBron James to under 18 points. Anthony Davis, he'll do well because it's Anthony Davis. The rest of the bums on the squad, they're going to be running around like this.
You know, I was looking at, because I knew we were going to talk about this, because, we're talking about the end of the season, but at the end of the day, it's still, you got your people, I got my people, so we're going to end up going.
And at the end of the day, our peoples are on a little.
And I'm going to tell you like this. I don't care what you say, and it's not shade, it's not hate, but after the trade, think what we got rid of. We got rid of Russell. We got rid of Pat Bev. We got rid of Kendrick Nunn. We got rid of a bunch of people that we got rid of. Bryant, was that his name?
Thomas Bryant.
Yeah. So, and we brought in D'Lo. No. But let's look at who's producing. D'Lo, Vanderbilt.
Okay. Vanderbilt is who's producing.
Beasley.
Not really.
I mean, Hachimura. All not the guys really. Are gelling right now.
That's why people who are making you guys win are AD, Austin Reeves, and Vanderbilt.
Austin Reeves has definitely found his groove now that they got rid of a bunch of people. He can gladly now do his thing. But I'm hold on. We're talking, but I'm gonna pull up the stat line from the last game. And Austin Reeves is definitely coming to his own, and he's more than just a scorer. He's actually assists, rebounds, like he's finding his groove. All right, we played the Rockets last night. Our box score. The usual AD with 40 and 9 rebounds. Vanderbilt, 2 points, 4 rebounds.
No. Who did you say? Vanderbilt? The one that you said was doing well? Yeah.
Yeah, but he only played 15 minutes. He only played 15 minutes.
Okay.
LeBron had 18,
18.
11, and 10. So he had a triple-double. You got D. Russell, who was 2 of 4 from field goal range, 2 of 4 from three-pointers, 6 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds in 15 minutes because he's playing on because he left. He had soreness in his foot or whatever. They took him out. He didn't come back. But they say he was okay. It was only precautionary. If they needed him, he could have played. But they just decided since they were playing so well. Austin Reeves, 18 points, 8 assists. Hachimura, 20 points, 12 rebounds. Come on, bruh.
Who?
Malik Beasley.
Hachimura?
13
yeah,
points.
20 points. You had 5 players in double digits.
On 10 of 14 field goals. Yeah, 5 players in double digits.
But who did they play?
We
the
shot
Rockets, the worst team in the league.
55.9% from the field. And we're still 9 of 30 from three-pointers, 30%. And most of that was Malik Beasley, 3 of 11. And LeBron James, 1 of 7. So that's 4 of 18 between 2 players. And still won by 20-something points. So I would say the others, as Shaquille O'Neal likes to call them, the others. You got your star, and then you got the others. The others are doing their thing. And defensively, since the trade, the Lakers are the #1 defensive team in the league. Did you know that? So what I'm saying is we got rid of what we didn't need. We brought in what we needed and kept the core, which was LeBron, AD, Austin Reeves, Schroeder. Those dudes were on the team already. And those dudes are still doing, like Schroeder comes in and does his thing when we need him. Austin Reeves is doing his thing. Obviously, AD is healthy now. So AD is definitely doing his thing and with a spring in his step. Like, he ain't looking like he about to get hurt. And then you just had LeBron coming off all this rest.
I don't think he really hurt his foot. I think he was like, our team's doing bad, so I'm going to take a back seat for a second. And then when the team started doing well again, it was like, let me jump back in there real quick.
No, I think he was hurt, but he probably could have come back a lot sooner. But the team was gelling. They were learning how to play with each other. So now when LeBron comes in, he just mixes himself in, and he's less shots. He only had 18 points, and let AD be the man. But yet he's facilitating, rebounding, getting the triple-double, getting Austin Reeves, getting, whoever. And once Beasley gets hot and starts making some shots, let me just say this. There's no team in the league that wants to play the Lakers in a 7-game series right now. You really think the Clippers want to see the Lakers in the 7-game series? Unless for the championship to go the Western Conference Finals. They don't want to see them in the first round. They don't want to.
We will beat them. We will beat them.
Every team thinks that. Every team
will beat them. We will beat them. Russ is on a tear right now.
But going against D'Angelo Russell, who's going to beat that?
Russ will beat D'Angelo Russell any day of the night.
It's not about the starters. It's really about the bench. And I think that's where
our bench
is built up, right? And then you're not even counting like Lonnie Walker IV, who's just coming back from injury. Like,
they're not going to start playing him because they're already doing so well. So
that's one thing true about the once the playoffs start, the rotation goes and it's a 7-man rotation on most teams. You're starting 5 and the 2 best dudes.
And that's what I'm trying to say.
And everybody
once the playoff starts, this is the Clippers. This is going to be the Clippers 7. Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, because he'll be ready to play by the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Russell Westbrook. That's all you need right there. Hold on. Zubac, Nicholas Batum, Covington, and Plumlee.
Right. So your top 3: Kawhi, George, Russell. I'm blocking them with AD, LeBron, and Russell. Yeah,
you have faith in D'Angelo Russell and stopping Russell Westbrook. You really have faith in that man.
It's not even about stopping them because it's a team game. I mean, AD will be down in the middle with Vanderbilt. It's about the game, the flow. Yes, I'm going to go with D'Lo, just same way the Lakers picked them and let them. So your 3, them 3. Let's say they all going to take each other out. They say they're going to get their points. They're going to do that. It's about the others. And your others ain't Schroeder, ain't Hachimura, ain't
We have Batum. We have Covington, Covington's defense has been amazing.
Okay. I hear you.
Amazing. So we lost our last game against the Pelicans. Pelicans are doing really good this year without Zion. That's because Ingram, he's doing his thing.
Mm-hmm.
But these are the stats. And we got 3 minutes left, so I get to read my team stats to you.
Do your thing.
Kawhi Leonard, 15 of 28. He started terrible. He was like 0 of 10. But ended the game 15 of 28, 4 for 8 from the 3-point line. That's a little too many threes you're taking. But 8 rebounds, 4 assists, and 40 points.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got Zubac, a center, 5 of 6, 6 rebounds, and 15 points.
Mm-hmm.
You know where all those assists came from? Russell Westbrook, who had 9 assists, he had 3 rebounds. He was 3 of 6 from the 3-point line, 9 of 18. He was 50% from field goal and had 24 points.
Mm-hmm.
In the last 5 games, Russell has not been under 20 points. He's been doing his thing. He has found his team. He's found the team that goes, you know what? Let Russ be Russ.
All right.
Let's not. I remember I remember them talking about how, they're 0-5 to start the season with Russ when they have Russ on and it was like, well, yeah, you're sitting him. They played him like 20 minutes a game. And I was like, Ty Lue, what are you doing?
This week is going to be the like how we just read off the schedule. This week right here is going to be, we'll see. Come next weekend's podcast, we're going to have a lot to talk about because one of us
have all my jerseys behind me.
One of us is not going to be happy. I mean, one of us is going to be mad at the other because their team is ahead. No, as long as both of our team gets in, then we'll be able to keep going. And because once the playoffs start, the podcast going to heat up. As the playoffs heat up, and don't let it be the Lakers versus the Clippers. And I said, oh boy, we'll be doing a podcast after every game. Ooh, they ain't going to like us then.
And you know who's going to win that 7-game series?
Yeah,
we got playoff P, we got the Claw, and we got Mr. Why Not Brody. You better stop. All y'all have is who? Y'all got broken AD. Oh, and you got LeBron coach.
Okay.
Coach James.
Okay. See you. Ooh, Lord, I wish I had.
We got less than a minute.
Yeah, I wish I had a time machine could go back at the beginning of the season. He was, the Lakers. Oh, we got this and we got that and we got this. Ooh. Now that your man gone, y'all ain't got nothing. Oh, we don't.
Hey,
I get it. Stay with your man. Stay with your dude. All good. Any parting words in the last 30 seconds? 25, 24, 23.
Yes. Clippers will be victorious. Thank you.